Hi everyone, it's Melissa with Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about synchronicities. Synchronicities are occurrences of two or more events that happen that don't seem to have any relevance to one another, but they're things that you definitely pay attention to and you realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm seeing a pattern. This keeps popping up for me. This message or this song or this sign. And it's a way that the universe can tell us that we are on the right path. And I thought I would talk about it today because this has been happening in my life. I've had a common theme that keeps popping up. And I know that it's a message from my team telling me to keep going, that I'm on the right path, that I'm doing the right thing, I'm where I'm supposed to be. So I thought I would take some time today to talk to you about what synchronicities are because you may be experiencing them in your life and you may not even realize it. Or maybe you realize it, but you're not really sure what the universe is trying to tell you. So let me give you a quick example of a synchronicity that happened to me back in April. I was scheduled to go on a trip with a guy that I was dating, and we ended up breaking up before this trip occurred. And so I got stuck with this airfare that now I had to do something with. And I didn't really know what to do. I thought about it, and I was really like angry at the time because I'm like, now what am I supposed to do with this airfare? But I decided that I was going to do something for myself, that instead of just canceling the airfare and not going and being really upset, I was going to take this opportunity to enjoy myself. So I decided to take the airfare and go to Disney World because Disney World, I always say, is my happy place. And I say that phrase all the time. It's my happy place. And I called my dad, and he lives not far from Disney World, and I told him, I'm going to be coming to Disney World, and he said, oh yeah, you can stay with me. And I talked to my brother, and he's like, yeah, I'll go with you too. So we just decided to turn this into a really fun trip, and it is very out of character for me to take any time off during the school year. I just don't do it. This year I took the most time off I think I've ever taken because I took a couple of days just in the middle of the school year to go and do this trip. So while we're at Disney World, I questioned, should I actually take this trip or should I just cancel it and save my days, because our district at the time was offering an attendance incentive that they would pay us for any days we didn't use. Of course, the one year that I used the most days I've ever used, normally I don't usually use more than 4 days. But I did this year, and I contemplated just canceling the trip and just taking the money for the days. And then I thought, no, you know what? I'm not going to do that. Because if I do that, I'm just going to sit at home. And when this time comes, I'm just going to be very sad or upset or, have all these emotions. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to play the victim. I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be hurt. I'm just going to go and have fun. And so that's what I did. I went with my brother. We went down for a few days. We had an amazing time. We had so much fun. We usually go to Disney World with my kids, and it is a much different experience when you go just adults. We were just able to relax, have a good time, do what we wanted to do. We weren't at the mercy of any children who were bored, wanting to keep moving or going and riding something else. We were just able to do what we wanted to do, see some bands, sit and enjoy a few beverages while we watched the different performances. And it was so much fun. And the synchronicity that occurred for me is that while we were there, I said to my brother, I said, this is my happy place. I said it to him laughing. Well, then we were on a ride, and one of the characters in the ride kept screaming, this is my happy place. Go to my happy place. And then later on in the day, another lady walked by who had a shirt on that said, this is my happy place. So I just kind of laughed, but that was a synchronicity for me, and it was a way for me to know that the universe was saying, you did the right thing. You should have taken this trip because, you were in need of a vacation, you were stressed out, you were upset, and this totally changed things for you. You changed your mood, you got to go have fun. I actually got to visit with my dad during that trip, and we were able to repair our relationship during that trip. So it was really a really, really valuable experience for me, and I'm really glad that I did that. So that was one time when I experienced a synchronicity. The other time is happening right now. I've been on a spiritual transformation. I went from just teaching, but then realizing that, teaching, even though I love doing it, it's not really where my heart is or where my passion is as my number one thing that I want to do anymore. I've kind of shifted away from that. I feel like it's not what I'm supposed to be doing full time, at least not just teaching. So I took a few courses. I took a Reiki 1 and 2 course, and it was called Healing with the Masters, Angels and Masters. So it really was more than just a Reiki course. It was all about calling in your team to help you. And I did a spiritual boot camp, which changed my life as well. Talked about meditating every day, doing all of these things that really shift your life in great ways. Once I did that, then I started looking for signs from my team and asking my team for signs. And so I was led to start my own business, my own Reiki business, and also life coaching business. And before I even did that, before I even decided to take these courses, I knew that I needed to write a book. And I started doing that right after I came home from Disney World in April. I knew I had to write a book, and it was amazing how quickly I was writing and getting this done. I mean, I have 12 chapters now. I knew that was something that I needed to do because I needed to help other people. So I have my book written, and I started my own business, and I'm doing the Reiki, and so I'm shifting and stepping into my purpose and what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm here on earth to do. And as I'm doing that, I did a podcast last week, I believe, on shifting your words. And one of the things that I talked about was that you need to shift your words from I have to I get to. Now, I first heard this on Sarah Prout's podcast. Then I heard it on Julia Treat's podcast, two separate people. I don't think they know each other. They don't communicate with each other and say, what is your podcast going to be about today? So neither one of them knew that the other one was doing this podcast. I saw this pop up in a Facebook feed that someone else said we need to shift our words. And then today we're doing training for school. We have adopted the Leader in Me program at my school, which I think is a phenomenal thing. And one of the things we talked about was shifting our words from saying things that are reactive to saying things that are proactive. And what was one of the things that they suggested to switch, one of the phrases they said is more proactive was I get to. So for me, that was a synchronicity because it's probably the 6th time I've heard it in the past week, which to me tells me that I am on the right path. And that is the message that the angels want me to hear and to follow and also to send out to other people. So that was an amazing thing for me. Synchronicities can be things as simple as hearing the same phrase, just like I mentioned, over and over again. It could be that you hear a phrase in a song lyric and then you turn on the TV and you hear that same phrase again. It could be that you are seeing the same angel numbers popping up in front of you all the time, like 1111, or you might be seeing 222, 444. Those kinds of things can be synchronicities. It could be that you have asked the angels for help with something. Let's say you have a busy week and you don't know how you're going to get your kids to all the activities that they have to get to. And so you ask your angels, please help me, send somebody who can help me with this. I don't know how I'm going to get through all of this. And all of a sudden, a friend of yours calls you up and says, hey, I have to take my daughter to this. I can give your daughter a ride too. So for me, I think it's just that our spiritual team has put that thought in our friend's head of, hey, I should call her and see if she needs help. So they can do things like that for us. It could also be that maybe you think about someone you haven't heard from in a long time, and then all of a sudden that person calls you out of the blue. Those are all synchronicities. And usually these synchronicities are signs that let us know that we are on the right path or let us know what are the next steps that we should take. I heard about someone one time who was questioning whether or not she should leave a bad marriage. and she was really struggling with that decision, and then went to an event and met a lawyer who was a really good lawyer and said, I will work for you for free and help you out with this situation. So to her, that was her sign that, oh yeah, I need to get out of this marriage. That's my next step because you sent the right people into my life to help me. So if you are unsure about any area of your life, what you should be doing, we can ask our spiritual team for help and guidance. And our spiritual team will send these synchronicities to us to help us to see that we're on the right path, or this is the next step you should take, or here's the direction I want you to go. These are things that we can do to figure out that we're on the right track. So I'm going to say a prayer with you that you can use to help call on your angels, to help give you direction in your life, to send you more synchronicities. So you can say it now. If you are somewhere you can close your eyes, you can close your eyes. If you're driving and you can't close your eyes, it's fine. You can still say it out loud or think it as we say it. It's all about intention. The universe knows what we're putting out there. So here's an affirmation, or a prayer if you will, that will help you notice the angels' nudges that they're giving us every day. So, dearest angels, please get my attention and show me what I need to know. Help me see, hear, and experience the miracles of your love and guidance throughout my day. Thank you. And then pay attention to your surroundings. I think part of the reason that we don't know what we're supposed to do is that our team is sending us guidance and we are ignoring it. Maybe not on purpose, but we go through life so quickly and with blinders on. We have to get from one activity to the next that we don't notice what's right in front of our faces. You don't notice half the time when there are signs around you because you're not paying attention. So now that you've asked your team to send you synchronicities and to send you messages, you need to make sure that you are paying attention to what's around you, looking for signs. So make sure that if you look up and 2 or 3 times in a day you've seen 1111 or something with that same nature, like repeating numbers, trying to tell you something, and you can look up those numbers to figure out what they mean. There's a site called Angel Numbers. You can look that up because they all have different meanings. But make sure that you are paying attention to what is going on around you. And I'll just give you, I know I have done this in a previous podcast, but really quickly, I can give you a little rundown of if you're seeing the numbers, because that's how I know my angels are talking to me a lot, is I will see those repeated number patterns, and I know that that's a sign from my angels. Not only do I know it because I see it all the time, but I actually had a reading where someone told me, your angels, they contact you and they get your attention through their numbers. I said, oh yeah, they do. You're right, I see those all the time. So it's a real thing. If you're seeing it, it's not a coincidence. I don't really believe that coincidences really are things that happen to us. I think that there's a purpose for everything. We just need to figure out what it is. So let me take a look at these numbers for you. So if you see 222, it is a reminder to keep the faith, stay focused on what you want rather than what you do not want, and trust that everything is working out according to divine will and for the highest and greatest good. In other words, keep going. Your miracle is just around the corner. Whatever you've been working on, it's about to happen. So that's 222. If you see 1111, it is like a wake-up call to remember your path and to stay positive, because what you are thinking, you are manifesting. So keep your thoughts positive. When you see 555, that signifies that you are on a spiritual transformation, that you have a new wave of energy, change is coming in your life. 444 would indicate the angels are surrounding you now. They are reassuring you of their love and help. Don't worry, because they are nearby and they are helping you. And if you see 777, it means release your fears, let go of control, find your inner strength. And again, there are a lot of different number combinations. Those are the most common. If you happen to see the same number over and over again, keeps popping up, you can go to Angel Numbers website and just look up the number and see what is the message behind that. And I would encourage you to do that. Pay attention to the numbers that you're seeing, because it's usually the universe trying to give us a sign. Or pay attention to the phrases that keep popping up for you. It's amazing what you will actually hear, the messages you get when you're listening for them. To hear 5 times in a day, and I know probably a lot of people think that Disney is our happy place, but to hear it that many times in one day, for me, that was definitely a sign that I had done the right thing. Or to hear I get to instead of I have to, for me, that was a sign that yes, this is a message that needs to get out there. You need to spread this message, and this was a message that you really needed to hear yourself. So sometimes when we have messages to give other people, there are also messages we need ourselves. Because I know there are a lot of light workers out there who listen to this, and you're out there giving messages to other people. Sometimes we also need that same message. So if you are ever pulling cards for people and they get a message and you think, that seemed to ring true for me too, it's because it probably should. We can all get messages at the same time. So just keep that in mind. Pay attention to you always. Ask your team to come in and help you and guide you and send you those synchronicities, and then be open to paying attention for them. Look for them. Pay attention to your surroundings. You will be amazed at how much guidance you get. I hope that you have a wonderful day and that your life continues to grow and expand and get better and better, and you just keep receiving abundance. I talked about a program that I'm going to start where you can sign up and you will receive emails daily that will help you to change your life and shift you into a more positive energy vibration. That will be coming out soon, so please keep checking my website. Once I have that finished, I will definitely let you know on my podcast. It is almost done. Hopefully it should be done here in the next week or so. And I hope that you will continue to leave feedback and leave stars on iTunes if you like this podcast, because that helps other people to find me. And I'm all about finding my tribe and helping people that I can who need it, because I know that I have definitely found a lot of people who have helped me, and I am super grateful for them. So have a wonderful evening, and I am sending you so much love and peace. I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.